Welcome back to the JCPod, partnered with Stay Down Sports. I'm your host, Jane Chandler Parnell, and man, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Crazy it's that time already, man. Time for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So today might be a little bit of a shorter one. We're just going to pretty much talk heavy NBA Finals, go over a little bit of NFL news, and then I do have an exciting announcement. My boy Rowan's going to be joining me next week, so Wednesday, sometime in the evening, probably like 7:30, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Look for an episode on us talking about the WNBA, because I won't lie, WNBA is kind of fire right now. WNBA is honestly popping off and going pretty crazy. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in the league. I've been following along with if you followed along with his show, Captain by a Hook, he's been talking about it so far, and everything that I've heard on his show has been pretty exciting. The few games I've watched so far this season have been pretty exciting. So, yeah, next Wednesday, hella talk about the W. But yeah, that's going to be next Wednesday. For now, we're going to be talking Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So yeah, we're going to talk Game 1 of the NBA Finals real quick. Am I going to watch it? I'll probably watch a little bit of it. Man, I don't know. I want to watch it. I just don't know if I'll stay awake for it, honestly. Don't know what it's been. I've been going to bed pretty early the last few nights. But Game 1, Kristaps Porzingis is back. Yeah, I don't see 6.5 seems like a lot for the Celtics, but also they've been covering a lot in the playoffs. If I had the pick, I'd probably go 6.5 with the Mavs, but I think Celtics win. I do have some stuff I am taking, though, that I am interested in. One thing I do have, Jason Tatum plus 500 to have 5 assists, I think, every game of the playoffs. That one, I think he's done it for pretty much most of the playoffs. He's been a really good contributor all around between passing and shooting. I mean, because he's not dropping 30 a game, but he's scoring 25, being persistent enough on offense where they have to cover him, so then it allows him to be able to pass. So yeah, it's Jason Tatum 5+ assists in every game of the series plus 500. And then another one I really like as well, Jason Tatum to win Finals MVP and Celtics win 4-2. I'm just going to take that one. I use a 30% boost on it. Got it at plus 850. It was plus 650. I don't know. I just feel like the Celtics are going to win. If the Celtics win, I just feel like it's going to end up going to Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown got the Eastern Conference Finals award, so I just personally don't think that. I just don't think he's going to get the Finals MVP as well. The only way I see him doing that is if Jason Tatum has an horrible series, and if that's the case, I probably will be able to make a decent amount of money betting his under. For those of you who are new, my always strat is if Jason Tatum ever gets to about 32, especially if it's 34 and up, usually, especially in like the first or second quarter, I'll bet his under. Because most games, I won't lie, he is a good scorer, but there's sometimes he tends to take really, I wouldn't say questionable shots. He'll take questionable shots, and then there's other times where he'll just get a little bit of a funk and miss a few shots, and then he'll be passive and let his other teammates get back involved. So those are the opportunities when the under comes in clutch. So yeah, like I said, if he ends up winning Finals MVP, that wouldn't be a bad play. If you think the Mavs are going to win, you might as well just take Luka MVP. Him or Kyrie. I mean, shit, Kyrie at 18-1 is some amazing ass odds. I've been debating if I want to take it myself, but yeah, let's see. Tatum 26, 36, 23, 36. So I mean, I guess the Pacers series kind of kills it, but the Pacers don't play D. But yeah, if you go to the Pacers series, 25, 33, 33, 25, 18, 16, 20, 22, 28, 23. I mean, and you can usually get these at pretty deep, like close to 30, especially if he scores like 6 or points early. The books usually push it up. So that's something I like that I'm going to be looking forward to. But yeah, if you look at his assists in the playoffs, so far, I'm going to look at all the Miami games. So if you go back to the Miami games, there's been 3 games this whole playoff that he hasn't got 5 assists. So I like my chances. And most of those came against Miami, and one of them came against Indiana. So I like my chances against the Mavs. We'll just have to see, obviously, how it ends up playing out. But yeah, overall, I just end up thinking it's going to be the Celtics. I really just can't get myself around to the Mavs. If they do win, shout out to the Mavs. With how dominant Boston's been this season, they're getting Kristaps Porzingis back. The roster seems to be slightly deeper. It's just Kyrie and Luka are really, really good, but I feel like if they take out Kyrie, putting all of that on Luka, can he do it? I potentially think so. It's just, oh man, I don't know. Also, something I bet tonight is Luka over 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I just think that he's going to end up going off. I also bet him to score a triple-double tonight at plus 380. I just think Luka's going to end up having a good game. And hey, I don't think I'm going to bet like any spreads or anything game to game, I'll probably just look to pick my spot with props. Probably take Luka's PRAs, point rebounds and assists over every game, just because of how, especially if it's under 50, I'll probably take it because I assume he's going to score about 25 to 30 every game. So then I just need 10 and 10 or like 12 and 8, anything like that, and he can usually get. With how much he rebounds and how much he has the ball in his hands, I think he can get that done. The minutes are only going to go up, especially because of Game 1's tonight, Game 2 Sunday, Game 3 is next Wednesday, so they're going to have a lot of time for it to be spaced out. So I just like Luka's points, rebounds, and assists. And there's another play that I'm going to be looking at. But yeah, past that, there are a few. I got like 2 futures kind of for the finals. One of them is Jaylen Brown to score 20 points in every game at plus 160. I only put a little bit on it. I'm not going too crazy on it, but I think Jaylen Brown is gonna. The only thing I'm scared of is foul trouble and him getting tired, because I'm assuming he's gonna be the one who's gonna be on Luka. Yeah, and then I'm just looking at that. I actually don't think I have anything else. That might have been the last one. But yeah, overall, I think the Celtics are gonna win the series. Probably win it. What? I want to say they'll probably win it 4-2. That's what I bet. I just assume that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a long series regardless. If it goes 7, I won't be too shocked. I just think that the Celtics are going to have one game where they just shoot absolutely horrible, like 4 for 45 or something from 3, just miss all their threes. They get that game. They're going to be one game where Luka just goes absolutely insane, and no matter what they do, he's just going to win that game for his team. And there's 2 of the games that the Mavs win, and there's overall, I just think the Celtics are going to be able to handle business. I potentially think, I just can't decide. I think it's probably going to be 1-1 heading out of Boston. The Pacers could have stole Game 1 in Boston, and then past that, the Celtics and the Heat both stole Game 2 in Boston. So I just feel like they're going to drop one of those games to the Mavs. I just can't put my finger on if it's going to be Game 1 or Game 2, pretty much. Overall, though, I mean, it's been a pretty fun NBA season. I didn't keep up with it too much till towards the end, but there's some pivotal games, especially down, I would say, like the last 10 games of the season, where some stuff got shaken up and it's led to the finals. That is the Mavs and Celtics. Celtics kind of got lucky with a lot of injuries and everything, but that's how it goes sometimes in sports. I'm just lucky for them. And then for the West, the Mavs are a little bit battle-tested. They played the Mets. It was just weird. I thought Bill Simmons or Ryan Russillo said it best. I forget who I heard it from, but it was like a game of rock, paper, scissors almost in the West, where OKC, I think Dallas was good for the Timberwolves. The Nuggets were good for the Mavericks, and then the Timberwolves were good for the Nuggets. So it's kind of one of those weird things where no matter what, it ended up being a little bit of a weird finals. I mean, it's probably going to be exciting because of the stars that are in it. I mean, we got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Luka Doncic, who else? Kyrie Irving. So there's a lot of big names in there. You got some young studs like Derek Lively. You got some studly vets like Derek White. You got Tingus Pingus, Kristaps Porzingis, who used to play for the Dallas Mavericks at one point. You got Kyrie Irving, I just mentioned before, he used to play for the Celtics. So a lot of exciting stuff that's going to be happening in the NBA tonight and for the last few games of the season. And then we'll have a crown our champion, and then we will officially be balls deep in the summer. But yeah, that's going to do it for the NBA portion. Just want to talk a little bit of NBA. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, I think next week's episode is going to be slightly bigger because one of them is going to be a full WNBA talk that might go an hour. Depending on how long Rowan and I talk. And then the other one's going to be probably a lot of football news from over the weekend. But yeah, we're going to finish up with talking some NFL real quick. Oh, boy. So apparently, Kansas City... Oh, never mind. That's not too big of news. Jalen Hyatt came out and said the Giants have a playoff team this season. I just want to come out and say not a chance in hell, boy. They could, realistically, but I have them being last in their division. I think it's going to be Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants, Cowboys, and Commanders. I want to say maybe it could be flipped, but I'm not going to disrespect the Cowboys that much. But yeah, I just don't think the Giants are going to have that good of a season. 9-7-1 last. Oh wait. Oh, the team went 6-11 last year. They went 9-7-1 the year before. With Daniel Jones at quarterback, I just don't know. They lost Saquon Barkley. I think I've said this now 3 weeks in a row. I like their defensive line, but I do not like a lot else about the Giants. So that's going to be a team that I just don't know how much we're going to see from. The Chiefs are bringing back Mecole Hardman. It's a 1-year deal. I don't know if they have the money out just yet, but he's only 26-year-old. Damn, I thought he was a lot older than that. He's only 26. That's crazy. He's going to be a really good piece for them to have for just depth and experience. And he's just been there, so I just think he's going to end up being a really good piece for them to have as backup, especially if people get hurt, if this Rashee Rice situation keeps getting weirder. The Bucs are signing Sterling Shepard to a 1-year deal. He spent his first 8 seasons with the Giants, and now he's going to go to the Bucs. I would say this is a step up for him. He actually played with Baker Mayfield in college as well, so they're going to have some teammate chemistry there. Yeah, I think it's a big step up for the Giants. I think the Bucs are probably going to have a few more wins than the Giants. The Vikings also released new uniforms. They're all white. I recommend go looking them up. They are really, really sick. I would pop them on the screen, but no. Honestly, the Vikings uniforms look really, really cool. If I could change one thing, I'd probably make the stripe purple on the helmet instead of silver, maybe, and maybe make the words purple instead of silver. But overall, I mean, it's hard to do all white wrong. I think their all white uniforms look sick. I'm really cool. I love to wear them. I'm excited to see what a whiteout will look like in that stadium as well with the Skull Chants. Man, Vikings might be pretty good this year, potentially. I just can't. I don't know. The quarterback situation is going to be a really, really big question for them. Apparently, Dan Quinn said the Commanders didn't know of McManus's allegations before signing. So now that makes sense why they released him, because they were, yeah. It makes me wonder if they actually did know that or not, though. Dak having his best offseason with the Cowboys. That's what Mike McCarthy said. Okay. Thanks, Big Mike. No, I just don't know what to expect from the Cowboys. I mean, the roster hasn't improved too much. They lost Dan Quinn, which I think is a huge loss, and they are supposed to take a step up. I just don't see it, honestly. I would love to be proved wrong by them, but I just don't see it for the time being. The 49ers, apparently, like we talked about this, I think, 2 weeks ago with this Justin Jefferson situation. I don't know exactly what was happening, but apparently the 49ers, Jets, and Colts tried to call and trade for him. But apparently they all called before the draft and pretty much like, hey, is Justin Jefferson available? And apparently the Vikings just said, we're not trading him. So the trade talks apparently were, hey, are you trading Justin Jefferson? No, we're not trading him. That's it. But hey, I'm really happy to see the Colts name are in this. Glad to see that, hey, good shit, Chris Ballard. Get your name out there, actually looking for people. Hey, good shit, Chris Ballard. Brandon Graham said the Eagles didn't have all the right coaches in place last year, which makes sense. They had a revolving door at defensive coordinator with new names coming in because of who left? What was his name? I can't even think of it. The defensive coordinator. I can't. What's his name, man? Let's see if they say it in this article, because I honestly can't. Sean Desai was one who was in 2020. Oh, Jonathan Gannon. Why couldn't I think of that? Yeah, Gannon left for the Cardinals. So then they had Sean Desai last year, and he didn't do too well. And then they had Matt Patricia, and I think he was good for all of a week. And then, so now they have Vic Fangio in there, which we'll see if he does any better. I don't think it'll be too horrible, honestly, but maybe he'll be the one that can maybe get the defense going right, because, man, last year that Eagles defense was kind of sketchy. And it was just scary because when their offense went into a funk, it got even worse. Colts defense. Wait, that's not news. Never mind. Apparently, Sauce Gardner came out and said that he thinks Zach Wilson has what it takes to be a top-tier quarterback. Okay. I was just confused. I'm like, wait, who? Apparently Nick Chubb is still continuing rehab. He hopes to play this season. He's just not sure exactly if he will. I like where I'm at. I'm where I need to be, he said. I would say the biggest thing for me is getting better every day. If you remember his injury last year, that was scary. I mean, that's probably one of the most disgusting injuries I've ever seen. Basically, without being too, graphic, it bent backwards, and I'm pretty sure destroyed everything in his knee, it sounded like. Or looked like, at least. And I think it was the same knee he already had surgery on before. So it makes it even worse because it's like, oh, man. I'm trying to see. I think it is that knee, though. I can't remember if it's... yeah, they didn't say. I couldn't remember if they said what CLs. I'm sure he tore, but his knee didn't look good. Deebo Samuel trade talk is water under the bridge. Okay, basically that makes... I'm assuming... didn't they give him an extension? Moving on. Bears, Keenan Allen aiming to play as long as I can. Open to extension. I'm curious to see how he plays with the Bears. This is going to be an interesting year for Keenan Allen. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be a really, really good fit for Caleb Williams. I don't know how it's going to play out with the Bears offense because the Bears are still the Bears. But I think it'll be probably a good move. The Chargers are releasing Lindsey before expected retirement. I can't remember if I announced his releasing or not, but I was kind of shocked that they released him. Like, why would they release him? And then it came out a little bit later that he might retire. Apparently, he missed most of last year with a heart-related medical issue. So I'm assuming, yep, he's probably going to be looking to retire then most likely. But if he does, amazing career for him. He played for the Packers a little bit as well. He was drafted in 2014. He earned the job outright in his rookie season at training camp. He was truly a really good center. Shout out to him. It's just crazy, man. Pretty semi-young guy. Only 32 years old. Probably could have had a few more seasons in him. But hey, shout out to him though. I mean, the heart issue, that does really suck, honestly. Kevin Stefanski is getting an extension, and so is GM Andrew Berry for the Browns, which is pretty awesome for both of them. I mean, I won't lie. I don't know how good of the move. I don't know about the Stefanski move as much. I know a lot of Browns fans are really, really indifferent on the Stefanski one, but the Andrew Berry move I think is a really, really good move for it. I think he's been a really, really good GM for them. I've liked a lot of the move that he's done. The only one I would say is the Watson move is kind of killed them. But yet again, I mean, Watson can still bring back his magic. I don't know at this point. But other than that, I've liked every move that Andrew Berry made. And then when it comes to Kevin Stefanski, I think he has been a relatively good coach. I don't know. I just really don't know when it comes to Kevin Stefanski how I totally feel on him. There's sometimes I'm like, okay, I can see how he's a good coach. And there's other times it's like, I don't know. Cameron Sutton's going back to the Steelers on a 1-year deal. I think that'll be a really good piece for him. Apparently he had I think it'll be a really good move for them. He's appeared in 84 games for the Steelers from 2017 to 2022. He was with the he's with the Lions last year. I was trying to remember, like, where was he at last year? He was with the Lions last year. That's what it was. Apparently, Zach Martin could retire before the 2024 season. That's crazy. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I think it's definitely in the realm of possibilities. And that's one thing I don't want to do for myself. I don't want to be thinking, oh, this is it. I won't lie. The fact that he's retiring too now, one of the better offensive linemen, that's another huge, huge loss for the Cowboys. That it's like, man, if he retires, that's going to be a huge hole in the Cowboys' offensive line. He's been just, ever since coming out of Notre Dame, he's just kind of been placed in there, and he's been an absolute stud for them. 9 Pro Bowls, 7 first-team All-Pros. I mean, he is one of the best guards in football, one of the best all time. Vikings never even mulled over Jefferson trade. That's about what I thought. I thought that trade thing that came out was kind of weird. Texans take push it back in Super Bowl talk one day at a time. The Texans are kind of bringing that Super Bowl talk on themselves, so I'm very curious to see. I was curious to see how it'll go for the Texans this year. They went from being kind of like the faces to now C.J. Stroud's coming out and saying all this stuff. They're kind of turning. Everyone's kind of like, do I want the Texans to win? So I'm very curious to see how that will end up turning out. I think, and that's probably going to do it for today. I won't lie. Maybe we got. Hold on, I'm going to check and make sure I didn't miss anything, but that probably is. We probably are close to doing it for today. Today's episode won't be too long. Like I said, I'm planning an episode with Rowan for next week that I'm going to make super, super long. So I at least just wanted to come on a little bit, talk a little bit of NFL, talk a little bit of NBA, give out some stuff that I'll be betting in the NBA. It does seem like, though, this 18-game season is on the... Seems like it's almost inevitable at this point. I don't know what they're going to do for the preseason. I think it's get rid of 1 or 2 more preseason games, and those had another bye week. And then you have a Week 18 game as well. I don't know exactly how it's going to work for every team, but I'm very curious to see. It's going to be interesting. We just see the expansion all the time. I do know what I need to talk about. We will be talking. I'll end the show with this, actually. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see when this NFL 18-game thing will happen, because I'm sure at this point it's inevitable, it feels like. College football. I want to end with that. I'm going to start talking a little bit more college football here soon as well. It's about that time where we need to talk college football because it's about up. They announced the 2024-2025 kickoff times for the playoffs, so I do want to talk about that real quickly. The inaugural 12-team college football playoff will begin with the first round on Friday, December 20th at 8 p.m. First round action will then continue on Saturday, December 21st, and at noon and 4. ESPN and ABC will have the third game. Saturday's triple header at 8 p.m. And then each of the four first-round games will be played on campuses and announced on Selection Day, December 8th. So everything will be announced December 8th. First-round games on campus. That's going to be so cool. A playoff game on campus. Those places, man, I know it's probably not going to happen. It'd be cool for Purdue to be able to be in a situation like that. I would love to see. That's the closest campus to me. I mean, shit. I might have to go to a Notre Dame game, maybe. That would probably be an awesome campus to go to as well. We're going to see. There's a few around me in Indy. I know I'm not going to go to fucking IU. They fucking stink. But, man, those home football games are going to be amazing. And then next round, ESPN will present each of the 4 playoff quarterfinals, 2 playoff semifinals, and the national championship. Slated for Monday, January 20th at Mercedes-Benz Superdome. This marks the first time in the national championship has returned to the city for a second game after Atlanta hosted it in 2018. And yeah, if you're curious about the schedule, so like I said, the first round games are Friday, and then you got the triple header Saturday, and then Tuesday you got the Fiesta Bowl, which is the quarterfinals. You got the Peach Bowl, which will be in the quarterfinals on Wednesday at about 1-ish p.m. Eastern. Wednesday as well. So you got a triple header on Wednesday as well. Okay. You got the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and then the All-State. Is that the Sugar Bowl? Yep, the All-State Sugar Bowl. And the playoff semifinals will be January 9th and 10th with the Goodyear Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl. And then you got the national championship game. Man. It's crazy how real it's starting to actually get. This is crazy. It's going to be the first year without Nick Saban as well. That's going to be really, really weird. Some coaches on the hot seat that we could potentially see. Billy Napier at Florida. That's going to be a name to keep an eye on. Dave Aranda at Baylor. Sam Pittman at Arkansas. Ryan Day at Ohio State. I don't know how true that is, but you know how crazy Ohio State can be, so that might be a name to keep an eye on. Scott Satterfield at Cincinnati. Pat Narduzzi at Pitt. Mario Cristobal at Miami. I'm surprised that one didn't happen last year, for being honest. And that's probably the biggest one I'm keeping my eye on, besides Billy Napier, is Mario Cristobal, because I am shocked that it didn't happen last year, honestly. And now that their defensive coordinator's gone too, I think who brings a decent amount of charisma. It's going to be tough. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Like I said, it wasn't going to be too long of one today. I'm not going to say there's not a lot to talk about, because there is a good amount to talk about. It's just I have a lot planned for next week, so today we're just have a nice little chill day. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support. Really do appreciate it. I'll see everyone back in this feed on potentially Tuesday for a show. If not, you'll see me Wednesday night with my boy the Red Beard to talk a little bit of what's going on in the WNBA. But thank you all for watching. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and I will see everybody on Tuesday or Wednesday.